Returning to Australia after 3 years of travelling, one of our biggest surprises was the high cost of living in our hometown of Sydney. $4 in countries like Malaysia or Nicaragua would buy you a hearty meal, but when visiting Sydney, you will struggle to find a coffee for that price. That said, there are still plenty of places for Sydney cheap food for cost-conscious Sydney foodies like ourselves. So in this Sydney food vlog, we're taking you on a Sydney Cheap Eats under $10 challenge. Today, we're exploring Bankstown, a vibrant suburb in southwest Sydney known for its incredible cultural diversity. With over 60 languages spoken here, it's a foodie's paradise with endless dining options. We've made a quick stop at Lidcombe station to check out this place, which is Tomato Kimbab rolls. So they specialise in Korean rolls and they're really tasty and only $7. Let's check it out. So this is the normal ham roll, so it's their biggest seller. Let's open it up and see what it's like. Okay. Ooh, so yeah, look at this. Yeah, so it looks like there's some crab meat in there, there's the ham, there's also some egg, I can see cucumber, carrot, and of course rice wrapped in seaweed roll. And the rice, it's got a reddish tinge to it, so I think there might be a bit of red rice in there too. So yeah, it looks really delicious. And this is our first meal of the day. I'm really hungry. This will be good. That was really tasty. And it is a real novelty for us because we don't get kimbap where we are on the northern beaches. So there are plenty of Japanese restaurants and you'll get, the Japanese style sushi, but kimbap, the Korean style sushi, is a little bit rarer for us. And sushi rolls in general in Sydney are quite expensive. So to get all these rolls for $7 is an absolute bargain.
So we've just arrived in Bankstown and we're in Saigon Place, which is just near the train station in Bankstown, Sydney.
So as the name suggests, there is a lot of Vietnamese businesses here. So you'll find heaps of Vietnamese bakeries. There's plenty of fruit and veggie markets as well with some amazing bargains. And there's heaps of cafes too. So yeah, you're spoiled for choice when it comes to Vietnamese food and shopping.
Yeah, and what we've been really impressed with is just how cheap everything is. We found bananas for $1 a kilo, which is an absolute bargain. One of the most popular Vietnamese food is the banh mi. So it's a white bread with pork or various meats and salads inside, crunchy on the outside, soft in the centre. One of the best banh mi's in Sydney is at Fong hot bread in Bankstown. Okay, so they even cut it up for us, so we've got half each, and this is what it looks like. So this has got lots of fresh ingredients. It's got the pork with a nice crispy skin, chili as well, and some dressing. It looks really fresh and delicious. This is really delicious. That pork has got nice saltiness to it. It's got the crispy skin. It's nice and warm, and then it contrasts nicely with that crunchy salad. Ooh, and it's got a really nice taste of coriander. It's got a little bit of heat to it, but just the right amount. And that roll is really nice and crunchy with a soft center. So for the roast pork roll, it's $8.50, which is great value. And their rolls start from $6 for just the salad roll. The pork rolls start from $6.50. So it's some of the cheapest food in Sydney. It's really fresh, really tasty. It's made right for you, and it is very popular.
Bankstown has a really large Lebanese population, so you're going to find plenty of amazing Lebanese food options when you're in town. We're currently at Yum Lebanese Pizza, and we've gone with the meat pizza, which is only $8. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, it looks like a folded over pizza. I'm going to open this up. Oh, look at this. Yum. Look at that. I'm going to drizzle some lemon all over it. Oh, this looks great. Okay. So you can pull it apart. It's all pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So the crust is quite thin, or very thin, and you've just got a layer of meat, and then I guess there's a bit of tomato paste or a tomato topping layer as well. So it's quite simple. But very delicious. So for $8, this is amazing value. This is the small pizza. So look at the size of it. It's pretty substantial. Certainly enough for one person. And the taste of the meat is quite interesting as well. So I think there's some herbs or spices in there that gives it a little bit of spice to it. It's a really interesting flavour, and I highly recommend it when you're in Bankstown. Another highly rated venue worth checking out is Knafeh and Co. They specialise in gluten-free Lebanese pizza, as well as mouth-watering gluten-free desserts.
We're at Point Bankstown, which is where you'll find one of the best bubble teas in Sydney. So they've got locations in both Bankstown, Revesby and Riverwood, and they offer some excellent value drinks in a great setting.
I've gone the premium milk tea, so this is apparently the most popular tea.
And that was only $6.40 for the regular size. Mine for the large was $5.90, and I've got a lychee tea. It had one free additional additive, and I chose the mango boba. That is so good. It's really light and refreshing. I love the boba because they give you a burst of juiciness.
So with my drink, you can definitely taste the tea in there. It is very sweet too, which I like. I love sweet drinks. And the boba doesn't have any flavour per se. It just gives extra texture to the drink. For those of you out there who don't know what boba is, so the best way to describe it is as they're like little jellies, and I believe they're made out of tapioca. They give an interesting texture to the drink.
Yeah, they've got a bit of squishiness to them, and then you bite into them and they just burst open with like a lot of juiciness and flavour as well.
Yeah. I think it's quite a clever tactic by the people who invented milk teas, because it helps you drink the drink slower, because you're constantly
really savour it.
Yeah, you're constantly sucking up bobas. Yeah, it's a really interesting experience.
Yeah, so very popular as an Asian tea. This place is really good. I really like the cafe that they've got here.
Yeah, it's really funky. So there are all these murals of different bands. So we've got Lidcombe Park here right behind us. I think there's Snoop Dogg around the corner.
And then they've also got like lighting on the floor, and yeah, it's got a bit of a disco vibe. So we highly recommend Point for your bubble tea in Sydney. For a great value lunch deal in Sydney, come to Bankstown Kebab House. So they've got a really good range of kebabs and other sort of Turkish food, Gozleme and pizza as well, and pide. but we've gone with the regular falafel kebab. It's $9. You can also upgrade to one with tabbouleh for $11 in total. I think they actually gave us some tabbouleh, which was really nice of them. So this looks really delicious. It's quite weighty, so for $9, it's great value. And it's got lettuce, tomato, onion, and the falafel. You've got a choice of sauces as well. So let's try it. Wow, so that falafel has got a lot of nice herbs in it. It's really tasty. You can taste the garlic sauce, and the salads are really nice and fresh and give it a nice little bit of lightness, a little bit of healthiness as well. So it's a really quick meal. It's cheap, it's delicious. So for lunch for under $10 in Sydney, you can't go past this.
Turkish food is right up there in my favourite foods of the world. So really excited to find this place, Gozleme King. So they specialise in Gozleme, which is a little bit like a pizza.
Turkish tea.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's so nice of you. That's wonderful. We've just been given some Turkish tea on the house, which is really lovely. So that'll be really great to get into as well. So Gozleme looks like this. So it's a little bit like pizza, but you have various fillings on the inside so that you can choose from. So we got za'atar and feta. So just basically a cheese one with some cheese and herbs. There are a whole range of different Gozlemes that you can get. So this one was $10. The meat ones go up to about $14. It just looks so mouth-watering. So I've got some lemon that I'll just sprinkle over it. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. There are so many good options to choose from, and they have Turkish desserts there as well. So you could get these, they're like variations of Turkish delight, and they range from $3.50, and you can get a box for $15. So we might get some of that for later. But for now, let's try this Gozleme. Yeah, that's really nice. The za'atar is quite mild herb, so it's not spicy in terms of heat, but it's a bit salty, quite salty. And then the cheese has added saltiness as well. And it's just very delicious. And then adding the lemon onto it gives it a bit of tartness in addition. So yeah, it's just a really delicious snack. I love Gozleme. I have to give a big shout out to the wonderful ladies at Gozleme King. They have been so lovely towards us, and they've even given us some Turkish coffee and Turkish delight to try as well. Turkish delight's right up there as one of my favourite desserts as well. So I'm in seventh heaven. So I haven't had Turkish coffee in a long time, so this will be interesting to try. So it's very strong, and it's quite thick as well. It's almost like the coffee grounds have been frothed up into the mix, and it's got a texture of quite a heavy hot chocolate, but it obviously doesn't taste like hot chocolate. It tastes like hot coffee. But yeah, it's really delicious.
We have just found the most amazing looking cake store in Bankstown Central. This is Sergio's cake store, and they've got a delicious array of cakes. You can get a slice for $4.50, which is an absolute bargain, and you can even get 5 slices for $20. Now, I just wish I had enough room to fit all of that cake in my mouth, but unfortunately, we've only got room for one. But we have chosen their biggest recommendation. This is the ricotta cheesecake. It's come fresh out of the oven, and it looks absolutely delicious. So they say that it is better than a New York cheesecake, and it looks so delicious. It's got a really nice creamy looking texture, and it's just been cooked to perfection. And the people here are just lovely. So yeah, it was really good to have a local recommendation. And let's dig in. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's really nice and soft and velvety. Oh, that is so nice. It's really rich and creamy and just velvety. And it's got like a really light taste, so you feel like you can eat a lot without getting too full. It is just delicious. I think it's got a little bit of citrusy taste to it as well. So they also have a chocolate mud cake that looks like it's to die for. Given we've eaten so much today, I thought going the lighter option was probably a good idea, and I think we've chosen very well.
No Bankstown Food Tour is complete without a stop to the Lebanese Sweets shop. We're at Chehade Bahsa and Sons Sweets. This looks like an amazing sweet shop with an array of really tantalising sweets. So this shop has been around since 1977, and you have people coming from all over Sydney just to come and taste the food from this shop. So it's pretty special. So we've got a couple of sweets here. So this one's called Lady Arm. It's a pastry with glucose syrup, bit of pistachio, and there's also clotted cream in the centre. Now, that clotted cream is made on site. There's the same guy who's been clotting the cream for the last 15 years, and it takes him all night to do it. So he comes in at 5 p.m, clots that cream all night, and is done by 6 a.m. the next day. So it's a labour of love. I'm sure I'm going to taste it. So it's called lady's arm because it's supposed to resemble the feeling of touching in a lady's arms. Now, in keeping in with the theme, we've also got lady's finger, as well as another Lebanese type baklava. So both these two here are different baklava. So this is cashew based, and this one's pistachio. What makes Lebanese baklava is the filo pastry, and there's some sort of nut in it, as well as the sweet being drizzled all through with glucose syrup, and there's often rose water infused in it as well. So that sounds just amazing. To wrap off, we've got more of a cake. So this is a coconut semolina cake. So these all look so tantalizing, and I love baklava and Middle Eastern desserts. So the lady arm was $4. The baklava is around $3 each, and the semolina was $2. So I'm going to try the lady arm first. So it's quite sticky, and there's some of that clotted cream on top, and it tastes like there's rose water in the cream there. Oh, that's so nice. So the filo pastries actually quite fluffy. It's not too crispy. I think it's the glucose syrup that it's just been infused in the pastry, and you can definitely taste rose water in there as well. So beautiful. And that clotted cream, it tastes more like it's got a texture similar to ricotta cream. Yeah, it's really nice, and it balances out the sweetness quite well. This is a really decadent dessert. You can find the lady arm on this side of the shop in the cream section, and if you want something more nutty or a baklava type dish, you'll find it on this side. Now, speaking of which, I'm going to try the semolina cake now. So it feels quite heavy, quite dense, and it's also quite sticky as well. Yeah, so I think the operative word for this is sweet. I can taste the coconut in there, and it's just really sweet with the glucose syrup. So my last two are the baklavas. So this is the ladyfinger with cashew on the inside. This is a pistachio nut filling. So I'll have a bite of each. Quite flaky. They're both very delicious. Oh, they're very sweet, and I'm not sure I have a favourite. I guess it depends whether you like cashew or pistachio better. Too hard to decide between. So in any case, if you have a sweet tooth, you can't miss Chehade Bahsa and Sons Sweets. This place is amazing.
Well, I have been so impressed by the food in Bankstown. You have so much variety and it's also cheap as well. So to be able to get really great quality food for under $10 is just remarkable in Sydney.
We hope you enjoyed our Bankstown bites under $10. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and leave us a comment.
And we've got plenty more Sydney vlogs, so if you want to keep up with our Sydney travels and our travels around the world, then don't forget to subscribe.
We're bucket list travellers.
See you next time.